Hello everybody, Not Alive Zombie here. How are you doing today? This is a follow-up to the other video I had. This is another rant video. But this one's a follow-up to the work rant video. If you have seen it, if you haven't, it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to talk about what I talked about there, about my time at college and my college education. And so what happened is somebody had said that they were disappointed in me. This person's not family. I know them through Steam, and they were talking about how they're disappointed in me and they expected better of me. I was kind of taken back because I was thinking to myself, I was like, who the fuck are you to be disappointed in me and to expect anything of me? You don't know me. You don't. I mean, other than knowing you through Steam, you don't have any like aspect in my life. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I was being an asshole. Maybe I overreacted. So I went to talk to a few of my friends. I brought this up to them. I brought it up to one of my close friends, and because he's established with his life right now. He's got a wife. He's got 3 kids. He's got a job. He's got a house. Very nice. Very nice man. If I ever get to bring him on here, you ever get to put him in a video, he's a very, very friendly person. One of the best people I've ever met. Which is weird because normally I hate everybody, but this guy, he's like the exact opposite of me. Where I am angry and filled with hatred, he is just like the ray of fucking sunshine, and he'll open arms, welcome you, and give you a hug, especially if he fucking, like, if you get really close to him. But I had asked him because I figured if I need some advice, this is the guy I should go to. He's kind of like the Oprah of our group. Everyone at one point asks him something, and try to get some advice and get anything on him. But I had asked him, it's like, hey, somebody, I told him about this. I made this video about my rant and my work, and then I mentioned college, and then this guy I know through Steam had said they were disappointed in me and expected better of me, and I told him to fuck off. It's like, was I overreacting? He's like, no. It's like, this guy has no, and he said the same thing. It's like, this guy has no connection to your life other than through Steam. He's like, and it doesn't matter if you finished college or not. He talked about how his wife has a degree in criminal science, but she doesn't use it. And then another friend of mine who was there at the time was listening to the story, and he butted in and was like, his mother has, she's an IT woman, but she hated the environment so much she left the industry completely. I was kind of taken back because I figured, it's college. You go there, you get your degree, you get your job, you work, and then you die. And that was pretty much it. But these people, they go through it. Some people, like I said in the last video, and this just reaffirms, it's like, sometimes shit doesn't happen the way you want it to. So, I was like, okay, well, at least I wasn't over. I was like, but was I overreacting? Did I step out of line when I told this person to fuck off? And he was like, no, it doesn't seem like you did, because this person doesn't know you and doesn't know much about your life, other than what you have told. And I was like, I mean, I guess you're right. And they were continuously telling me about how he's gone back and forth, and he was telling me his experience in school and how bad it was for him going through college, not school, I should say college. And he was telling me about that. And I felt better about myself because I even look at my older brother who went to, I'm not going to say the school name, but he went to an art school at a certain area. And I watched him as he was going there for years. And, my brother loves to draw. He's a really good artist. He started out drawing like a lot of people, drawing anime, drawing Dragon Ball Z, Sonic the Hedgehog, all that. He learned the style, he learned how to draw. So he would do all that, but when he went to this art school, they told him to forget everything he knew that he had taught himself about drawing, because that's not what companies and that's not what the industry is looking for. They're looking for one thing and one thing only, and that's what they were going to teach him at this art school. So for I believe he was there for about 4 years. He got his degree. He went to the school for 4 years. He relearned what they said would be necessary for him to get a job in the industry for graphic design, game art and design. That's what he was going for, game art and design. And the thing he told me when he was done was that he hated drawing after that, because what they do is they have to break everything to teach you something different that you hate. And I just kept thinking about it more and more and more. And as much as I'd like to have that piece of paper that says I have now validated my existence to somebody else, I don't know if I can continue it. I mean, I know I'm not going to get famous on YouTube. I'm not going to get famous on doing my streams, but I'm going to still do them because I like... If one person comments or if one person says, hey, you know, you made my day a little bit better, I had a laugh. That means something to me. That means I have made a very small, not even, I wouldn't say a life-changing part, but a very small impact on that person's, not life, but day. And that means a lot to me. That really does. As somebody who tries to make others laugh, that means a lot. But I've gotten a little off topic here, and what I want to get back to is that I really can't stand college, I suppose. I mean, that was the thing. I took, like I said, I took a year off from after school. After I turned 18, graduated, I took a year off. I told my parents, hey, you know what? I want to take some time. I want to find a job. I want to work. I don't want to go to college. So I took that year off. I could not find a damn thing. After that, I found a job. I started working. I've been getting up for the past 6 years at 5 a.m. Monday through Friday to work in the worst fucking conditions. The first job I had was for a construction company. I didn't do construction. I was just part-time. But I had to sit in a sand lot for hours, countless hours, over 10 hours. I was making overtime though, so it was good. It was 10 hours straight pay, 15 overtime. And the thing was, I had to sit in my car from 6 a.m. to, it was normally about 5 or 6 in the afternoon, and that was all part-time though, so that was the part-time anyway. But I was working full fucking, you know, over 8 hours daily, making overtime, and the checks were weekly, which I really appreciated that. I liked that a lot. It wasn't direct deposit. He came and he delivered my checks, but I had to sit in the car no matter what the temperature, no matter what was happening outside. I mean, I sat in my car in 90+ degree weather. I sat in my car during snowstorms, during hail, during all of it. It was terrible. I hated it. I thought I would die sometimes because of how hot it got inside. After that, now where I currently work, I'm still getting up and still leaving to get to work on time for another dead-end job that I can't stand. But, I mean, this is just... Again, now I'm getting off topic. This is just supposed to be about school and about how, you know, like I said, it even if you plan everything and you get the degree you want, sometimes it just doesn't work out. And that's fine. That is very okay if it doesn't work out. I mean, you might find something else. That's my friend's wife did. She found something else. She likes what she does now, and she didn't have. And the thing is, she didn't have to go get a fucking bachelor's or associates or whatever the diploma is you get. I forget which one it is. I apologize. That you get after you complete 4 years or more of college. And you know, like I said, it's a piece of paper that validates your existence. I also think it's a big fucking scam, because if they hadn't gotten rid of the apprenticeships, which were for everything back in the old days, there wouldn't be a need for these expensive $60,000 4-year schools that most people can't pay off, and that you end up getting your degree to go work to pay off your fucking education. It doesn't make sense in America why we do this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my country. I love my flag and all that, but it doesn't make sense why we put ourselves through all this to work till we die. I think this is why a lot of people are trying to get famous through things of YouTube or independent, like music, movie makings, or video game let's play streams or whatever. And it beats the monotony of having to get up, go to a job you don't like, to pay for a life you can't live. And it's not, and I know that's not for everybody. Maybe it's a 50-50 thing. Maybe there are some people out there who can, you know, who get up and they like their job, and they, you know, they make their disposable income to go out and do the things they want to do. But a lot of us don't have that. A lot of us can't find the job, and a lot of us don't have that disposable income. And And that's like I told the guy, I told the guy, to break into another tangent. I told the guy I worked with who works at the mill, who works for the mill. He told me he gets, like those guys, they all get like weeks and months off at a time. But like I told him, because he's 70. He's 70 and still working. I didn't think he was 70. I thought he looked like he was 50 years old. But he is 70 and he's still working. He said he'd be there for maybe one more contract. So that's about like 3 or 4 more years. And then he said he was done. He was retiring. He wants to have, he wants to have that relaxing time for himself in his old age. But he even said that it's probably not going to happen like that. He might have to pick up a side job because the pension won't cover the rest of his existence. And but as I was telling this man, it's like that's why I don't want to go work in the steel mill, because even though I have those weeks and those months off that I'll save up and earn, sometimes I'll be too tired to use them a lot. And that's what he tells. That's what he agreed with me. It's like, yeah, you work, but then you don't get to enjoy your life because you're too tired to do anything. And he says a lot of young guys burn themselves out like that while working the steel mill industry, while working in the mill industry. And he talked about how, then he mentioned that a lot of these guys don't want to work now, and he says he can't blame them, because what they do is they train you to do 2 or 3 things, but they only pay you for doing one thing. So like the guy who can go up and fix a crane, go and be a mechanic and an electrician, for doing like all 3 jobs in one day, would make the same amount of money as a guy who sat there turning a wrench, fixing one thing all day. And he's like, that's why a lot of these guys don't work, and he doesn't blame them. And because of that, they're going to probably do away, and he's talking about they're probably going to do away with overtime, because a lot of these guys don't want to do it. And I said, you know what, that's like, if I didn't have to, I don't remember. I remember hearing once. I remember hearing once that you had to take mandatory overtime. That you had to work. Sometimes you had to work extra shifts and all that. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that. I just want, if I had to actually go into the mill, I would want to work a 9-to-5 job. Just work my 8 hours and leave. I wouldn't. But then again, it's like I said, I don't think they don't look too fondly on that, and you'll get laid off. You'll be like the first one to get laid off because you're not busting your ass. But back to the. But that's the thing I was making mention to, because I took the, and this goes back to the other thing I was mentioning. I took the year off because I didn't want to go to college to begin with. I actually wanted to just go work in the steel mill like my father does. He works in a steel mill. He's a laborer. He's been doing that for 20 plus years. And I was like, you know what? I really don't want to go and do any more school for the rest of my life. I just want to go work for the rest of my life and then retire. That seems like a good idea to me. But my old man said he didn't want me to take a position in the mill because he didn't want me to end up in a place where I wouldn't be able to continue on to get promotions and go on. He didn't want me to basically, to work as hard as he did. And that's understandable. That's like, I believe like a lot of parents would like their children to have that luxury of not having to work as hard as they did to support them and put them through a lot of things. But I told him, just give me a year, let me see if I can find anything. It didn't work out. I ended up taking whatever jobs were available at the time. That's how I ended up where I am today. But before that, I also had to go to school for a while. They wanted me to go to school and get a college education. And that turned out nicely. The courses, either I didn't pass the course because of one class, which was physics. I hated my physics teacher, and it's not like I was teen rebelling against the teacher because the establishment is unfair. No, it was because he was just a terrible teacher. And you'll understand, the difference between a good teacher and a bad teacher, because the bad teacher will sit there and continuously read monotonely the same thing over and over and over, whereas a good teacher will get involved with their students. And I had that back in high school, and I really appreciate those teachers for taking the time to actually teach me something instead of just sitting there behind a desk telling me something. It's a massive difference. But to continue on, I had to, it's like I had that teacher. I actually had the the course. I was trying to go for IT because I was like, you know what? I built my own computer. I know a bit about computers. I could learn a bit more about computers and make a career out of that. You know, something I could do like that. But unfortunately, the school I was going to, the IT program closed up after only taking one semester. It just completely died. I was devastated after that. And after that, I said, you know what? I'll just go find some work doing anything. Except for the mill. It's like, then after that, it was after going to college and seeing, you know, like, hearing the promises of a better future and of a better life, I went and decided that, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with my life. I'm going to go try and better myself and do something. And then the thing is, now that that's done, I see all these people who have college diplomas, degrees, and all these other things that they earned after 4 years and paying over $60,000 to sit in a room and have someone judge you. They don't have the future they thought they would to show for it. They have a piece of paper, which is very ironic to me. I see the irony in a lot of things in life now. As you get older, you understand this. So, I don't know. I'm going to try to keep looking for more work, and I'll try to keep making more YouTube videos. I mean, as I have stated in a live stream before, it's like, would I like YouTube to be a professional thing? Sure. Who wouldn't like to, get up at 9 in the morning to make YouTube videos, and then that's their day, I know it's not going to be mine, but if I could just have YouTube give me a little extra pocket money, that would be cool. And even if it doesn't, I will still continue to make videos, and I will still hope that I can make somebody laugh. That's, that right there, if I can make a small difference in somebody's life. Not a massive difference, just a small, like maybe somebody's contemplating suicide, and something stupid I say makes them laugh and makes them reconsider, and, they'll be, it's like, hey, maybe life isn't so bad. Maybe it's worth continuing on. And that's, that's just a dramatization, of course. I know that's not actually going to happen, but that's a massive dramatization. But that's something, like I'm saying, that I would take to heart and would appreciate. Yeah. I think we've covered this I think this has been a good rant so far. I've been very ranty here today. So, thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you again whenever I make another video. So, take care, yeah? And tell me and maybe you go out and make a difference in somebody else's life, Alright? Alright. Take care, everybody.